I decided that I wanted to do things my way. That's how I feel right now. But I'm at the beginning of my story. His is at the end of his life.
You was more than my girl. We was like brothers. I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Sean Diddy Combs, once a titan of the music industry, now finds himself at the center of a storm of allegations and legal troubles. As we look back at his past interviews and public appearances, many moments that once seemed innocuous or even charming now take on a disturbing new context. This narrative explores these painful-to-watch moments, tracing the arc of Diddy's public persona and the unsettling questions it now raises. Let's start with Usher's recollection of his time living with Diddy as a young teenager.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
This account is deeply troubling on multiple levels. The idea of sending a 13-year-old child to live in an environment described as filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop is shocking. While Usher seems to downplay the sexual nature of what he saw, his admission that he got a chance to see some things and that it was pretty wild suggests an inappropriate environment for a young teenager. The fact that this arrangement was orchestrated by adults in the music industry raises serious questions about the duty of care owed to young artists. Moving forward in time, we see Diddy's interactions with another young star, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, go get the front shot in.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You're good to go.
While this interaction might have seemed harmless at the time, viewed through the lens of current allegations, it takes on a more sinister tone. The promise of material rewards, in this case a car, to a young impressionable artist could be seen as a form of grooming behavior. The emphasis on waiting until Bieber is 16, still a minor, but at the age of consent in many jurisdictions, is particularly unsettling. Diddy's description of his parties, as recounted in a 2002 interview with Conan O'Brien, also raises red flags.
Check it out, check. This is my man. We go way back, but he hasn't told y'all that. We'll talk about that later.
We go way back.
Way back. But check this out.
When was that, by the way? We'll get to that later. All right.
Okay. Now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right. Just different
Plurals.
blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies. You need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants?
No.
What?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose.
This description of Diddy's parties is deeply concerning when viewed in light of current allegations. The emphasis on alcohol, the need to keep them there, the mention of locks on the doors, and the deliberate creation of an uncomfortably hot environment to make people more comfortable and loose all suggest a potentially predatory atmosphere. The casual way in which Diddy describes these elements and the audience's laughter show how normalized such behavior had become in certain circles. Even as recently as 2016, Diddy was still cultivating an image of himself as a family man and mentor.
Do you
I just want to love him. I just want to just give him everything that I can give him.
Now, when you're at home, because see, I have this certain image of you, because I know you get driven around, because I watch TV, I see what happens. Do you drive yourself ever?
Yes, I do drive myself sometimes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you do housework? Like, do you do dishes? Do you make your bed? Like, if you take a shirt off and you go, that's not what I'm gonna, do you fold it back or do you hang it back up?
I got a problem with that.
This attempt to present a more relatable, down-to-earth image now seems like a calculated move to maintain public favor. The contrast between this carefully crafted persona and the serious allegations now facing Diddy is stark. The exclusivity and allure of Diddy's parties were a key part of his mystique, as evidenced by this quote from Machine Gun Kelly.
You know why Puff's parties are so cool, man? Because you can't get into the party. It doesn't matter what the is going on in the party. Nothing cool is going on in the party. It's a party. But you can't, for some fucking reason, at his party, you can't get into his party. So now what do you want to do? Get into that man's party and see what the fuck all the hubbub's about. So right now I have a do not fucking enter sign on Machine Gun Kelly, man.
This quote highlights the power dynamics at play in Diddy's social circle. The exclusivity of these parties created a sense of mystique and desirability, potentially allowing for problematic behavior to occur behind closed doors. Even in more recent interviews, such as his 2017 73 Questions with Vogue, Diddy continued to present a carefully curated image.
Love, how do you describe yourself?
I'm vivacious, eccentric, and I'm a Scorpio.
What's one misconception about you?
There are no misconceptions about me.
What's your biggest strength?
My belief in God.
What's your biggest weakness?
Fried chicken.
Best personal trait?
My compassion.
What's one thing you need every morning?
I need a hug.
I noticed your festive decor right over here. What are you gonna be doing for the holidays?
Open up a whole lot of gifts.
What does family mean to you?
Everything. It's my tribe.
Can you name your kids from oldest to youngest?
Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, and Jesse.
Okay. How do you tell your twin daughters apart?
Just that parental instinct.
What's one thing you want for your kids?
Oh, peace, happiness, love. I want it all for my kids.
Who's your biggest
money?
Who's your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration is my mother.
This portrayal of Diddy as a family-oriented, compassionate figure who values his children and his faith now seems at odds with the serious accusations he faces. The claim that there are no misconceptions about him is particularly ironic in light of recent events. Throughout his career, Diddy has been known for his lavish parties and social connections. In the same Vogue interview, he boasts about his most extravagant party decorations.
If you've had to recall the most lavish, over-the-top, outrageously extravagant decoration on display, what would it be?
One time I had the Declaration of Independence in one of my 4th of July parties. It was a 4th of July white party. And the white party is coming back this year, by the way, for charity.
Yeah, it's great to hear, and I'm sure that's probably not public information yet, but who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list.
The casual mention of having the Declaration of Independence at a party and the name-dropping of celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio highlight the level of wealth, influence, and connections Diddy wielded. This power and status may have allowed him to operate with a sense of impunity. As we reflect on these interview moments, it's important to consider the broader context of power dynamics in the entertainment industry. Diddy's rise to prominence coincided with a time when the behavior of powerful men often went unchecked. His ability to mentor young artists, throw exclusive parties, and maintain a public image as a successful businessman and family man may have served as a shield against scrutiny. The allegations now facing Diddy are serious and wide-ranging. They include claims of sexual assault, sex trafficking, and physical abuse. These accusations paint a picture of a man who allegedly used his power and influence to exploit others, particularly young women in the music industry. It's crucial to remember that these are allegations at this point, and Diddy is entitled to due process. However, the sheer number and nature of the accusations, coupled with federal investigations, suggest that there may be substance to these claims. As we look back on these interview moments, we're forced to confront uncomfortable questions about the nature of fame, power, and accountability in the entertainment industry. How many signs were missed? How many people looked the other way? And how can we create a safer, more equitable environment for aspiring artists in the future? These once celebrated interviews now serve as a stark reminder of the gap that can exist between public persona and private actions. They challenge us to think critically about the systems and cultures that allow powerful figures to operate unchecked, and to consider how we can create meaningful change in the entertainment industry and beyond. As the legal proceedings against Diddy unfold, these painful-to-watch moments will likely continue to be scrutinized, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of holding even our most celebrated figures accountable.